morning, Ian Summerall, Country Sports TV, still reporting on the fiasco of the general licences for shooting pigeons and corvids. This is now an interesting time. We now have 3 licences back, GL 34, 35 and 36, issued by DEFRA. The licensing has been taken back into DEFRA's hand, and they have reissued basically the old 3 licenses, which was 04, 05, 06, and they're now called 34, 35 and 36. So we're basically back to where we were before they were revoked by English Nature. English Nature, however, have not revoked the GL 31 that they issued for pigeon shooting. So we now have 2 general licenses for pigeon shooting, GL 31 and GL 36, and they are both on the Natural England website. I was talking to somebody from the NGO a couple of days ago, and they asked for the general license from Natural England, the GL 31, to be revoked. Natural England said that somebody might like to use them. I don't know any pigeon shooter who wants to use GL 31. Because somebody might like to use. You can't make this up. It's comical. Now, we've got the 2 licenses. I think that DEFRA reissued the 3 licenses because Mr. Gove, who is the Environment Secretary and would be head of DEFRA, is up for election to try and be the Tory leader. Now, you think about it. Most farmers are considered to be Tory members. Most of them will be voting for the leadership of the Tory party. So, Mr. Gove, if he wants to be elected leader of the Tory party, has to get rid of something that is going to hang over him in that election. So, he steps in and puts back the general licences back. So that's a problem gone for him. I don't think it's anything to do with shooting and anything to do with us. They had 4,000 responses to the request for information in the consultation, and they're still going through them. So I think it's more likely that Mr. Gove wants to be elected our new Prime Minister over our logic and fair assessments that we made, that we want our general licences back so that we can shoot pigeons. Personally, I don't want general licences at all. I've said that before. We've used general licences for over 30 years, and every year they issue it the same thing again and again and again. There has been a few changes in wording. Now they want us to use non-lethal methods. Well, that was never in there before. But basically it's still the same license. It should be written in to the Wildlife and Countryside Act and make it stable, so we don't have to go through this every year. It would solve all the problems. Then we know where we stood. We make an amendment to the Act that allows us to use semi-autos. Maybe that there's rules and conditions for larceny traps. And then there's no need for a general licence. Because at the moment the Wildlife and Countryside Act bans the use of semi-autos with more than 2 shots in the magazine for shooting birds. So what we need is an exemption put in the exemptions part in section 4 that semi-autos can be used for pest control, which is why they put it on the license. Now, if we want to remove or revoke Natural England's general license GL31, we could use the metric martyrs case. The metric martyrs case was when a guy was selling, a shopkeeper was selling stuff by pounds and ounces. He said the law was in place and that he could still use it, and which was true. But the court ruled that EU law overrules British law. I think that's totally wrong, but that's what they said. They used the argument that the new law implied repealed the old law. So the new law takes over from the old law without repealing the old law, and they called it implied repeal. So if we've got two general licenses, the new general license GL36 would give implied repeal to Natural England's GL31. I don't know, what do you think? Put comments in the list below, and we'll see what happens. Thank you very much for listening to my videos. I've tried to do my best. I've tried to keep everybody up and informed. I had some pigeon shooters in the workshop yesterday. They wanted me to repair their shotgun. So they got a striker broken because they want to go out decoying, because the grain's fallen flat in this bad weather. And I said, yeah, I'll do it for the weekend, so they're coming to pick it up tomorrow. But they didn't have a clue that the general licenses had been revoked, and they didn't have a clue that they'd been reissued by DEFRA. So how many other people out there have not got a clue that all this fiasco has been going on? If you are not on a computer, or if you're not watching videos like this, or if you're not reading the shooting magazines, how do you know that they technically banned pigeon shooting? How many people didn't know? But then, on the other hand, we've got all these general licenses. Who's going to police it? Natural England haven't got the staff to do it. And are the police going to come out and harass you if you're decoying? Very unlikely, I would think. Very unlikely. Anyway, please read the new general license. Please be safe. And please shoot within the law. Even though I think these general licenses are a waste of space and they ought to be removed, and the restrictions and laws put on the Wildlife and Countryside Act. This is Ian, signing off, and we're back to normal now. Hopefully this is the last video I will do on the general license, but I'm not holding my breath.